Welcome everyone back to another video. So, the one that I decided to do next was my character scout. Now, this one I actually have fun playing. This is probably one of my main characters, is Scout. They still changed her clothing. It's kind of funny because me and my friend were racing. Well, he was driving and somehow he hit a bump in the road and all four of his tires fell off. So he thought it would be a good idea to grab a AI car, or local car, whatever you want to call it, and ram it into this car that had no wheels. And all of a sudden we have 3 cops pull up on us, and I'm just thinking, like, shit. So I take off freaking running, and he ends up going to jail. Or no, yeah, we actually both take off running. Well, then he throws the car into the ocean, since it was just an AI car. And he's like, oh, get back in. And I was like, you could get caught. I'm going to walk and go to my shop and change clothing. So, ooh, the lighting in this house is bad. So this is like the clothing that she kind of like was wearing, just to make it look like she wasn't. The one in the thing. I forget which outfit she was wearing. Oh, I think it was this outfit that she was wearing. Don't know what to put her in. I might go back to this outfit. I like this outfit more. Gotta give her shorts. Usually I give her shorts, but yeah. But yeah, this is her cozy little house. I wish I had the remote. My boyfriend didn't put the remote in stores yet, but all the TVs work. So you could literally like just sit here and watch videos and have like parties and stuff. Well, I can show you around her house a little. Master bedroom. A nice little cozy shower. Well, that's an interesting picture. I didn't have that picture before. And then she has a tiny little guest room over here. She does have 3 sisters. I mean 2 sisters, so little tiny guest room is always nice to have if her sisters don't feel like. Both her sisters live in the city while she lives out here in Grapeseed. But I like this area. And then with my graphics pack, it just makes it more pretty back here with the red and green and yellow. And then what's really cool is she has this workshop. I keep her stash in here, but she has like this whole workshop, which is really nice. And I know that this is known as, I think, like the wheat farm or whatever, but I actually put in a different Alamo to make it actually a living house. I mean, there's stuff growing over there, but nothing that she's interested in. And then she also has like this little shed. Comes in handy when you're trying to hide from a helicopter. Oh yeah, they caught me going. The cops were after me because yeah, I decided to go flying up the highway at like almost 2:30, I think. Good thing that I don't stop. And yes, there's cameras up too on her property. They kind of cover everywhere. They cover there, cover there. And the little shed. They cover back here too. Yeah. I'm just gonna go. Now, before I show you guys what is in this garage, I will let you know a little bit about her background story. So Scout isn't from LS. She actually moved here. And before she moved here, she was a daughter. Like, she was a daughter of a man and woman from like a country, like from the countryside, and they made money because of the farm and all that stuff. And once they made enough money, they ended up moving into a better house, giving up the farming. They had 3 daughters and 2 sons. Scout is the second last child. So her younger sister is Pandora, that is Scout, then it's Nova, and then it's her 2 brothers. And now Scout was the first one to ever get married, move out of the house, and enjoy life with her husband. Then it was her brothers that ended up getting married and moving out. Nova and Pandora stayed with their parents for a while. The dude that Scout fell in love with taught her everything she needed to know about cars, trucks, any kind of engines you could think of. And she became fascinated with cars and all the sports that came with cars, from mudding to drifting to racing to even just messing around in a go-kart. So her and her boyfriend, her and her husband did a lot of stuff together that they had in common. He also made a living off of the stuff, so of course he would bring a Scout around because, you know, not many couples share the same love for things. And everything was going good. And then Scout's father passed away. This causing Nova to end up moving to the city. because she was kind of just tired of the country life and wanted to live at the beach. So Nova ended up moving to the beach. And the mother was having a hard time keeping the house. And of course, the brothers were greedy, so they wanted anything that belonged to their father just so they could sell it and become rich off of it for their families. Which, greed is a really bad thing. And so, what Scout did, her and her husband pretty much sold their house, moved all their cars to move all the cars to her mother's house, and they ended up living with her mother and helping her. Scout's husband then took over all the bills and everything, and just wanted to let his mother-in-law rest, which is always a good thing, because I mean, she just lost her husband. The last she needs to worry about is stress. So Scout's husband ended up freaking taking over everything. And then after a few months, Scout's mother hands everything over to her and her husband. So now they control the house. Pandora actually stayed with her mother and sister for a while. Sadly, the mom did pass away, and when the mom passed away, everything went to Scout and her husband. At this time, Pandora was old enough to I think Pandora was like 15 or 16, and she wanted to move out on her own, and Scout was pretty much like, okay, let me help you move. You can move with your sister Nova. So that's what Pandora did. She moved with Nova. She had her own mind set up and everything. She was still a teenager, and she wanted to move to the city and finish off her school there. So Scout ends up helping her move and everything. After that, Scout and her husband owns the house. They start going through everything, since they were the ones that were made in charge to go through everything. And yeah. Now, the problem with this, it pretty much pissed off the greedy brothers, and they came after Scout's husband. And you know, greed makes people do a lot of horrible things. And like, I know some of these stories are dark about my characters, but it's something, like, even in my books, I like writing about real life stuff, but then add a story to it of how to overcome it, or at least try to overcome it. And this is pretty much what happened to Scout, is her greedy brothers who wanted everything in the house, because, you know, antiques are worth a lot of money. And they ended up coming after her husband, beating the crap out of him. He ends up going to the hospital and dying of his injuries. So now Scout is without her parents, without her sisters, and without her husband. So she ends up going back to the house. And she ends up going back to the house and then literally, locking everybody out of it. Of course, she, like, sobs a little, cries, whatever you want to call it. And then she picks herself up and she realizes, okay, I need to do something. I'm not letting them take everything. So the car that she has, which looking at this garage is not in this garage, which means it's in her business. So the car that she originally has, she ends up packing everything up. She takes anything that is value that she knows that she can make money off of, puts it into her car, which is not here in any of these. I was hoping they were, but it's not in this one, so it's in her other garage. But she ends up putting everything in the car that she wants, hooks up a horse trailer, since her parents did have horses at one time, but like I said, they moved away from the farm life. And she packed all her stuff up in the trailer. And she did this all overnight. After she got what she wanted, anything that would make her remember her family and whatnot, she then went back into the house, looked around for any pictures and photos that she wanted to keep. Of course, growing up on certain places, there's tons and tons of pictures. So she wanted all the memories. So anything that had a meaning or a memory to her got put in the car. And after she was done taking what she wanted, she overlooked the house, thinking of the next step. And she knew that she wouldn't have to move away if it wasn't for her brothers. So what she did is start planning to burn down the house, but make it look like her brothers did it. So she planned and planned. Eventually, once she got everything out of the house she wanted, she took gasoline, poured about 10 gallons around the whole entire house, walked to the front door and lit a match. She then pulled the car away, watched until the house burned to the ground before leaving. Of course, she got lucky because her brothers were not around to save the house. But she ends up going to Nova, telling Nova everything that happened. Nova helps her sell what she can. And this is enough money for her to get a house in her business. And when I say like get a house in her business, like it helped her become what she is now. And as you can tell, there's a lot of vehicles. And this is only one garage. She has another garage too. But she literally became the queen of street racing in the city. I know that I walked around, but I'm trying to see which car I want to take out. Because I don't like leaving her cars sit around. Other people like their cars sitting around, but I don't. I have a garage, so I use it. Well, I can't take that one out because I ran from the cops with that one. And I don't know if there's any cops on in the license plate, so I'm gonna actually take the sleeper out. Ooh, why does the sleeper look like that? Yeah, I'm taking the sleeper out. There's a reason why I call this car the sleeper. I think I have. Do I have a cleaning kit? Yes, I do. Yeah. Because I know the car don't look this bad. Oh, like about. I fixed it. So, yeah, she pretty much became the queen of racing on the streets. And as I said, like, she has a vehicle for anything from like street racing, show cars. Yeah, I've tried to say that one a million times. This little car, which I like on the sleeper. There's a reason why I call it a sleeper. My friends don't believe it when I tell them. I like those lights. There's usually lights on the bumper, but I cannot figure out which ones they are. This thing has so much customization, it's insane. But pretty much her sister, but when she moves to the city, she ends up getting helped by her sister. And, yeah. Don't need those. But she ends up getting help from her sister and then moving here and becoming like her loves become her cars. Because she was already married once, so she's kind of like, yeah, he was the only guy, so I live on my own. Now she does do her own business. She does charities like for car shows and stuff. She does a lot of underground racing. She does a lot of street racing. manages to outrun the cops. It is eerie. But that's pretty much all for you. Let's see. I would take you to her garage. But I'll take you to her garage. Oh yeah, my friends laugh at me when I say my sleeper. This little car can hit as high as my fastest car. I think it's like 230. 230 or 240 max. But it got some really good freaking thing going on. Now, I'm afraid to go into here because the garages are not meant for tow trucks and stuff. So, big vehicles, it causes them to freak out. This one's not that bad. It's the one after this that is bad. But as you can tell, she has more cars than just the ones that are in the other garage. Like I said, this one does not like the garage at one bit. It causes all the other trucks, like if I go into the parking lot, like the other one, I did with the other one, this truck will literally blow up all the other cars. What's nice about the garages is nothing saves in the garages. So if they blow up, all you have to do is go back in and then, yeah. So these trucks are better to just call out using the phone app. This is the car that she originally left home in. I keep it in this garage because of reasons, but this is the car that she packed up, put a trailer on, and everything. I knew it was here somewhere. Where's this one showing? as I said, that's what happens with the truck. Causes everything else to. But she has her company vehicles. And then some more random vehicles. I'm getting out of here before that truck freaking blows everything up again. Those garages are not meant for tiny trucks. Oh, wow. I was like, wait a minute, there's an interior in that place. Let me check. Are these actually... Oh my god, they work! Yay! Oh, I have... Oh, yay. So this is her lovely garage. Because she's into street racing and stuff, I thought this would be like the best garage for her. Oh my god, all my doors work. Amazing. I'm so happy. So all my garages work. Yay. And then, of course, like, she owns Classic Poison, which is mostly all classic cars. She will, that tow truck that you see in the off-roading tow truck, she will literally go to junkyards and buy these antiques, fix them up, and then resell them. So, once you buy, like, a car from this dealership, like, it will literally vanish and that's it. You can't buy it until she restocks it. The graphics are glitching out because when you go into the garages like that, it usually does not like when you go into the garages for long periods of time. So, yeah. Now, because she's a mechanic, like if you try to go up and use one of these workbenches, it will literally tell you you can't because there's a mechanic online. And then you have to use Twitter to let me see. But yeah. See, there's a mechanic on duty. So it will not let you use that when there's actually a mechanic on. There is a in-game chat for Twitter. But me and my one friend will not listen to that because we keep it real to the point that if you don't put it here, we're not going to acknowledge it. Scout won't anyways. Scout's not exactly a public thing. Though she will not charge you. She makes so much money off of street racing and stuff that she will not charge people to fix their cars or to update their cars. But the only way she will answer anybody or do anything for anybody if you use this Twitter or whatever you want to call it. It has a different name. You have to look at the apps. Whatever that is. I'm not going to try to pronounce what it says. They renamed all their stuff because of copyright issues. What's really cool is I don't know. Oh, I do have it. We actually got this to work. There's actually a job for it and everything. And you can literally make your own track. Pretty much what you do is I can literally like drive this car around and I can go and set markers for everywhere I want there would be a street race. And then once the track is made, I can come up here, say how many laps and whatnot. So that's the cool thing about that app. Now, since I'm pretty much done telling you about Scout's story and how she became around here, I guess I could show you another job. I showed you this one, I showed you that one, showed you the treasure hunting. I really don't want to do an oil rig. The oil rig would have to wait for like another video. So I guess we could go, I could go show you this one. Ooh my goodness. I might have to relog. It's because I was in the garage. That's why it's glitching out like this. I mean, I can always stop. I can always stop Scout's story because I mean I pretty much told you all of Scout's story. She pretty much calls herself the Queen of Straight Racing. She does have a onion, which is this one right here. And it's pretty much like, hey, Scout Alexandria here, since everyone is using Twitter or Onion, why not put my own thing up on this? Keep track of all the racing, car shows, and underground things. I don't answer back too much, but I will keep you posted at the least new for the car community world. And then of course you have what a lot of people noticed about me when I make characters is all of them are different. All of them have different personalities. All of them have different Scout doesn't like certain cars. She will freaking attack people for certain cars. Like, okay, it's not showing up here. But she is very picky about vehicles, and she's very picky about other things too. And she is not afraid to be like, yeah, that's no. Like, there's this one guy that uses I forget what it is exactly, but it's a real life car that if you grab the handles to it, it will literally shock you. It also will hit you with pepper spray if you try to break into it. It's a cool truck, don't get me wrong. But to scout, that wouldn't be card show appropriate. It's cool and everything, but it's kind of like she is more the JDM, I think that's what it's called, side of good card community. Oh, I hate when my freaking visions glitch out like this. Because I can't drive. If I drive, it's going to be so buggy. And it's all because I use MVE. It causes my whole game to just bug in graphics. Looks nice and everything, but you go inside those garages or you go in any of the Y maps for too long. Actually, I think it's the garages that do it. Y maps, I don't think I have an issue with Y maps, unless they're glitchy Y maps, which most of our Y maps are. As long as we keep things away from Gab's Y maps, it's not a problem. I notice. A lot of Y maps don't like working together with Gab's. And I don't know why. But yeah, as you can tell, like the whole graphics are. I think there's supposed to be a building over there, and it's not there. It's because of being in that garage back there. I don't know if it will fix it. I'm gonna try. Or maybe it might make it worse. It might make it worse. So don't quote me, it might make it worse. Oh, it made it worse. But yeah, it's from going in those garages. It causes. It's an easy roof. It's an easy fix. All I would have to actually, well, you know what? I'm going to do it quick. Well, this video is almost an hour. I'll relog and go to another character. But, yeah, pretty much, this isn't everybody's end. It's just how my graphics specs are, because they're very realistic, like when you go into garages like that, where you have to change like the menu or whatever, instead of just walking into a Y map. That's why I kind of like LMOs, and it's one of the reasons why we don't have any of the teleport interiors around, is because it glitches out our graphics, so we rather have LMOs. That way our graphics don't twitch out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Scout. I do like getting in trouble with her when it comes to speeding. I don't know how many times since my one friend joined the server, we ended up getting in trouble with the cops. And whew, I don't know how I escaped. But he's been to jail at least 2 or 3 times now. So yeah. All my characters, other than the one card probably having a bill out for it because I was going 240 down the highway. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to stop this video here. And I'll see you in the next video. So peace, everyone, and see you next time.